Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We've got a great show for you to start the week. We're headed out to Baltimore, Maryland with listener Michelle to talk about her trip just a few weeks back down to both Walt Disney World Dolphin Resort for a kind of a bookend stay. They stayed there twice, and in between, they stayed at Wilderness Lodge Club Level, a first club level stay to celebrate their anniversary. So we get perspective on both a kind of resort stays there. We also talk about a lot of first-time experiences for their son, Dash. How about a first-time haircut at Harmony Barbershop and a first-time roller coaster ride on the Barnstormer? Lots of great meals as well. Cake Bake Shop, Boathouse. How about Hoop-Dee-Doo review and more? We're having a good time on today's show, so let's get ready to head to Walt Disney World. Don't forget, today's show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You make the show possible, so a huge thank you to each and every one of you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2771 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend and that you are settling in for yet another great week wherever the show finds you. The great thing about podcasting is you could be listening maybe here in the Midwest, maybe East Coast, where our guest is today, maybe out on the West Coast, maybe even over in Asia. We have listeners down in Australia. Shout out to all of our friends down there. It's a wonderful thing that podcasting makes the world a smaller place. We can all get together for our love of Disney, have these trip reports on Monday that, you know what, you could be just, maybe it's raining outside, maybe it's snowing where you are. Who knows? Oh my gosh, it'll be here before we know it here where I am. But it gives us some joy to kind of take virtual trips, and that's what we're going to do today. A little split level action, some first time experiences. I love hearing about those things. So we're headed out to Baltimore, Maryland today with listener Michelle. Michelle, thanks for joining us today. What's up?
Absolutely. Excited to chat Disney with you today.
I'm glad to have you. So how are things in Baltimore? We have lots of fans out that way. Lots of listeners. What's up?
Yeah, things are good. It's still feeling a little too much like summer here in Baltimore more than I would like it to. Not optimal outdoor running weather these past couple days, but
we're hopeful.
You know what it'll be fall.
Yeah, the good news about this time of year is that it's not going to get hotter at this point. It's going to trend in the right direction, and then before we know it, it's going to just be super cold. So, got to hang in there. So, do you have any? So, you're one of the lizards. I'm guessing. You get out there and put in the miles with us.
Putting in the miles, yeah. Next one is I'm not doing wine and dine this year, so next one will be marathon weekend and then springtime surprise.
Nice. I'm the same way, not doing wine and dine because of football and all that stuff at Howell and Mizzou. But so marathon weekend, what are your distances of choice?
This is actually my first year in a really long time doing one race. I usually do the 5, 10, and the half. But I had hip surgery on December 13th of 2024. So making my way back in, my first race back after that surgery was Springtime Surprise of 25. So I'm going to do the 10K this year and then build it back up and do the 10 miler in springtime.
It's a good plan. Yeah, I like that plan. Get down there, get in the atmosphere, get the environment, get the medal, get the whole thing, and then build up to 10 miles in the spring. That's a good plan of action. Be in the middle of the field. I like that. Good stuff.
And happy.
And you'll be a lot more, having a lot more fun than I will be. I just don't know. Like, this is the time of year, like once it gets to be around October, I just start getting nervous again. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I like it when I'm finished, and I've done it enough times with Dopey that I know I can probably make it, but I start getting the butterflies again. Ugh, I hate that. So I'll have that again forever, but who knows? Anyway, marathon weekend, it's scary. It's going to be here like in 3 months. Holy smokes. And for those people running Wine and Dine, they're like a month away. I think it's less than a month away. It's so early this year.
It's so early.
Get ready. All right. So we're going to talk about your trip. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about your Disney fandom, because we do at the top of the show. How did it start for you? And, what's it like? Got a Toy Story bedroom there for Dash, our little co-host that's kind of sitting in with us here for the first few minutes of the show today because of a little hang up with your husband. Hey, Dash. And I love that name, by the way. So, perfectly appropriate for today's show. So give us a little backstory on your Disney fandom.
Yeah, no, I've always been a big Disney person. My parents started my brother and I very young. I think my first trip to Disney I was 3 or 4, stayed at the Poly. So like that was the early 80s. Don't want to say how old I am exactly. No,
I'm with you.
But yeah, and it just kind of grew. Love it. And then my husband, he was not always a Disney person. And then when we started dating and started going to Disney, he became a Disney person. And now he's an annual pass holder too. And, you get sucked in. And obviously our son his name is Dash. So from The Incredibles, he's our little superhero baby. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. Husband just walked in to grab the tiny human.
Now, see, I don't want to see your husband in the shot because we do record on YouTube because no, don't show me, because I just picture him as like Mr. Incredible, right? Like in the suit, like the super, or Frozone, some superhero from The Incredibles, either one. Totally. If he is not, I do not want to see him because that would totally just blow the whole, our listeners right there. It has to be Mr. Incredible or Frozone, one of the two.
I mean, now you gotta go you gotta put your super suit back on, honey.
Well, then where's my super suit? Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, and we love it. Dash is actually, interestingly enough, he is adopted, and the hospital was in Orlando. So we were like, this is meant to be. He is our little Disney baby.
Oh, that's awesome.
Photos were taken at Epcot, and he's been going since he is 3 weeks old.
He is. So. He's cute as a button. You sent me some pictures from this trip, and man, it's awesome. Like when I saw him, I was just like, it made my morning. Because like I was, like when I get in the mornings and I get all like my emails, and I was like, okay, I got to get to everybody as fast as I can. Like I call it my morning triage while I'm eating my breakfast burrito. Then after I triage everybody, then I start diving into getting things done. And I saw these like in that initial triage part of the morning while I was trying to eat a hot breakfast Jimmy Dean burrito. And I was like, oh, this is nice. I get 5 minutes of, I love this. This is why I do what I do. And then I got back to like, oh my gosh, all the mechanics of the day, the chaos of, okay, I got to solve a bajillion problems. But it was beautiful. I like, Dash, floating there in his float with his, little sippy cup. I'm like, sunglasses. I'm like, can I be Dash for like one day? I mean, I need a little Dash. Like I need this. It was awesome. But I love to hear that. And you got, so many of our listeners too have that same story where one person kind of grew up, the family was the Disney family, the significant other kind of got roped in. So where does your husband fall on this now? I mean, is he all in as well?
He has drank the Kool-Aid. He will joke and be like, "Oh, I only do it for," and then we're like, y'all look, and we're like, "You love it, don't even." Like, he's the one who's like, "Oh, we got to do this, and I miss this," and like, yeah, if you are sitting there saying you miss a meal from Disney, you're in. You know that you are ready to like. He can figure out his way around the parks by himself without a map. He knows it all now. All
right, so let's get to know Mr. Incredible real quick. What's Mr. Incredible's favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World?
Oh gosh, what is he? Honestly, he loves Eat, the Manit Chauhan restaurant.
See, I've never been there. I got to go there sometime. It's a perfectly named restaurant. Eat.
It is definitely high on his list right now. I'd say Boathouse is very high on his list right now. So
And we've named them too already. 5 minutes into the show, I like it. You have to let them know. Okay, so let's talk about your trip. So this is going to be a fun one to talk about, and we'll make sure we get to everything because you got a lot going on here. So it just happened. I mean, this is one of our more recent trip reports that we're going to have. So tell us about how this one came together.
Yeah, so we just came back from our trip. It was the August 31st to September 7th. We actually even added a day. No, we added 2 days on the front end when we realized it was Labor Day weekend. We were like originally supposed to leave on Tuesday, and we're like, why are we doing that? So we changed our flights, added hotel days, and ended up with this weird bookended bookend of Dolphin and Dolphin on the front end and the back end, and a nice time at Wilderness right in the middle, with club level, which was super exciting, and the first time either of us had ever done club level before. So, and Mike's first day at Wilderness Lodge.
Nice. Oh, his name's Mike. I like that. So Mr. Incredible and Mike kind of, I'll tell my wife that. Maybe there's parallels. Doubt it. Okay, so I got to dive into this because this is why I love doing these trip reports. I just like getting people's opinions, thoughts, because everybody's thirsting for just, ideas. And so you stayed at the Dolphin, but you've, been a Walt Disney World fan for a long time. What is your perspective on staying at the Dolphin? Because location, I want to say, because I've stayed there once for a media thing. They put me up there and I have thoughts, but what did you think?
So we love the location, the ability to walk to two parks, first of all, and then being a part of like the whole boardwalk area. I mean, we'll go and grab breakfast at, the quick service at Yacht Club one morning, or we'll go and have ice cream over there in Beach Club, but it is the convenience. I will say, while we are big Disney people, we also have a very high status on Marriott. So we always have a fireworks view room with a balcony, and while it doesn't have the quote unquote like Disneyfied everything all the time, we love the pool there. The staff, like the cast members at the hotel, are great. So for us, it's kind of like we're right in the middle of everything, and the amount of time that we spend in the room, I don't care if I have a giant Mickey Mouse standing over me. I'm very happy just to be in a place that has a pool that my child loves. They make a mean margarita at their pool bar.
There you go. Very crucial.
Very crucial. And there's lots of dining options there. And it's just, they have always taken really great care of us. We stayed there in pandemic times when like minimal hotels were open. And I tell you, one of the rooms that we had, I think, was bigger than our first apartment that we ever lived in, because they were like, we're going to take care of you. You are traveling to here. So
we have lots of rooms. Pick one.
Yeah. So we've just continued to go back. I mean, is it like the quintessential Disney hotel? No. But is it a great hotel? And are you going to get great service? Absolutely.
See, I was telling my wife about this over dinner right before the show. Like we were grabbing a quick bite to eat, and I was saying, well, she's always asked, like, "Who are you talking to?" And a lot of times, like, I have some notes, but I get to know when I do the show. That's when I get to know the guests a lot of times. And but I say, here's what I know. I was like, I know we're talking about a split stay Dolphin Wilderness Lodge Club level. She's like, ooh. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to talk about it. But as I thought about it more, though, I was thinking that I like this combination because for me, I really did like the Dolphin. The thing got me was convenience. Like, boom, I love the location. Like, I love, like I said, being able to take all the amenities of Beach Club, Yacht Club, Boardwalk, walk to Epcot, walk to the studio. Like, that was prime. But I am such a Disney fan. If I was just staying with my family for a Disney vacation, I'd rather stay at the All-Stars. This is just my perspective because I like that bubble feeling. I like the food court. I like the Disney feel. I like the more Disney, the better. Like, I shouldn't say hate, but I prefer the old, like 10 years ago look of the Pop Century rooms than the today look of the Pop Century rooms. Like, I like the gaudy. I like the color. I like the pop of cut. Yeah. I like more bright and in your face than the subtle. That's just me. That's why I go. And the All-Stars had that more 10 years ago than they do now. It's fine now, but I'm more of the, give me it all and that kind of thing. But the thing was, what I told my wife when I got back from the Dolphin is that if that hotel was in St. Louis or Kansas City, like we're at a cheer comp or we're in Chicago or, Memphis, wherever we go, I love that hotel. Like the bed was so comfortable. The room was incredible. Like the dining in the hotel was awesome. Like I said, the pool was great. Like everything about it was great. It just didn't have that just kind of intangible feel of like an All-Star, a Pop Century, a Caribbean Beach. But it was totally fine. And what I told her though was perfect because you did it paired with the Disney hotel, right? So it wasn't all or nothing. You had both. And I think, man, especially if you're going to focus your time, maybe while you're at the Swan and the Dolphin or, whichever one, if you focus your time on those two parks, Epcot, Studios, like best of both worlds. I was thinking that's how to do it. Did it turn out that way?
How it worked out. So like being annual pass holders, we are a little like loosey goosey compared to, I'm sure, people who are like, this is their one and only trip. And but we're like, we'll go to Studios for a little bit in the morning and then we'll pop by the pool. But when we do try to focus it like more Epcot Studios when we're over there, and then more Magic Kingdom and Magic Kingdom area things when we stayed over Wilderness. We didn't hit Animal Kingdom this trip. We did go to Animal Kingdom in April, but this one we kind of left it out, so we had more time for the other three. So it did work out. And they also have I love the running path over there, being able to run to Studios and run around the lake over there. That's the other part that we really like.
Except for that big hill that you got to go up every time.
Oh, it's not a hill. I live in Baltimore. We got that.
See, I run on a treadmill every day for a reason. It's flat as a pancake every single step. But that's just me. I'm getting to be a wimp in my old age.
Oh,
I don't like them. Yeah.
They make train hills here for every race.
Everybody's like, why do you run on a treadmill every day? Because it's flat and I can run in the dark and I don't have to worry about it because I flip the light on. No, I get it. No, it's not that bad. It's only bad at the end of the marathon. It's like, who put that hill there? It's like 20. It's not cool. But good point. Okay, so I want to make sure we get all this. So, but what made you pick those? So you mentioned you had status, so that's why you picked the Dolphin. But give us the background on Wilderness Lodge, though, because there's so many other hotels. And what was the splurge for club level for the first time?
So I definitely Disney girl mathed the club level on this to make it appealing to Mr. Incredible. I had seen a pass holder rate. Like you get the emails like annual pass holders, like, oh, you get special rates in these months. And it's always the off season. And we always go in September when it is quieter, just because we don't have to worry about school yet. So when I saw the pass holder rate pop up, I was like, oh, let me see. And I will say we are definitely spoiled. We're deluxe hotel people, but we do take advantage of what they offer at deluxe hotels. So there's that. But when I saw Wilderness, I was like, oh, and then I saw it pop up with a club level rate for I think it was a couple $100 more a night. I was like, all right, it's our anniversary and it was just my birthday and it's going to be, we're going to take advantage of it and it's going to pay for itself. And so
that's how you're like, I'm not going to eat any meals outside of the lounge. That's what everybody always says. Like, I'm going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner there.
The amount of goldfish and Uncrustables that my child ate made up for what we paid for club level because they have them out all the time. And my child goes through 1 million goldfish a day. So we were like, oh, this is great. So that's kind of how we picked Wilderness. And Mike had never, like I said, he'd never stayed there. So it was weird. We were between Wilderness, Contemporary, and Grand Floridian had an oddly very inexpensive for Grand Floridian rate. And we were like, no, I don't think we're Grand Floridian people.
Dude, they let me stay at the Grand Floridian. You're good. Trust me.
Yeah. But
I passed the eye test. They you can actually stay here. So anybody can stay at the Grand Floridian. They don't kick you out.
Just the Wilderness is so chill, and we love Geyser Point. We always take a trip from Magic over to Geyser Point when we're there just to eat dinner. It's one of our favorite lounge restaurants. So we were just like, let's do it. Let's do. And we didn't know this at the time that when we booked that they were going to be doing the construction over at Wilderness, and it blocks the view of some of the club level room. So we actually got an upgraded room in club level that we got a fireworks view from our room.
Nice.
So that was really a nice surprise too. And then when originally the Wilderness was supposed to be the first part of the trip and then Dolphin was the second part. And then when we decided to add 2 more days in the beginning, Wilderness couldn't back us out to add the 2 days. And now I know why. It was because of the construction. So we just were like, let's just do Dolphin. It's easy. We'll just go there. And so that was kind of how that Wilderness Dolphin situation happened.
Cool. I love hearing the backstory, how things, because that's we're all planners, listen to this show, and it's always fun to see like, what's the genesis of the trip? You know, why did you go down? What was the celebration like? And then how did the nuts and bolts of? It's funny, you know, because most trips don't actually happen how they actually start, you know, and that's funny that you added the days at the beginning. And that's how you come up with a Dolphin Wilderness Lodge Dolphin. So give us a review so we can get into the parks and start talking about dining and experiences there. But club level, we got to talk about that first experience. Was it what you, because I mean, obviously you've heard trip reports, you've read stuff online, you've seen stuff. I mean, did it live up to the expectations? Was it what you thought it would be? Would you do it again? That kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it went beyond our expectations, so much so that we added a night at Wilderness Lodge and took away a night from Dolphin at the end of our trip. Like we were sitting there having breakfast one morning in the lounge at Old Faithful, and we were just like, I wonder if we could add a night. And we went over to the concierge, and she was like, let me see what I can do, and added a night there. We loved it. From like getting into the hotel, so we took the minivan from Dolphin, and I might be jumping ahead, but like to the check-in where you just checked in upstairs and you didn't go to the main desk, and the food offerings were great. Our room was great. It was everything I had expected and more. Like I knew what to expect, but like didn't know what to expect. And it really just, we loved it.
What surprised you though for somebody that's never, because I've only stayed club level one night. It was years ago when Mallory was teeny tiny, or beach club. Our annual passes ran out and we had one extra night at Walt Disney World, and I got a killer deal. And we stayed that one night at beach club. We just swam all day at Stormalong Bay and had the best time. And she ate the same thing like you. I was like, she ate so much saltwater taffy off the concierge person's desk. They had like a little thing of it. I was like, we might come out even on the amount of taffy she's eating.
Well,
you know?
I think that was the thing. Like we were surprised. Like the same thing. We were like, I didn't know. I mean, I knew there'd be drinks and there'd be like food offerings, but I didn't know like how expansive it would be. Like just the breakfast alone, those kinds of things. Like they had stuff for everybody. And like, I mean, Dash ate. My son eats everything. Like he is not your typical 2-year-old palate. Like he had filet one night, and so like that is the type of palate this kid has, right?
You're in trouble when he gets older.
Oh, he is a very it's terrible. But I'm like, wow, I've done this to myself. This is what happens when you start bringing your kid to Disney at 3 weeks old, right? But just the offerings that they had, like in the morning, you would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, would you like a mimosa?" I'm not. Who am I to say no to a mimosa?
Yeah, don't be rude.
And like we joke that the amount of like iced coffee that I drank in a day, like because we would go to the pool in the morning and then take advantage of like afternoon snacks, or if we went to the park, we would like make sure that we were taking advantage of like the evening snacks and that kind of stuff, and just like being able to come back and have dessert. And there was like an ice cream bar, like make your own sundae bar every night. That was
gosh.
And then as somebody like I'm gluten free,
I
so being able to like then to like, nope, you can have this, you can't have this, or like what can we get you that'll specifically meet your needs, like those kind of above and beyond things that I know happen across property, but that's just like such a nice personal touch. Even to like them having, so if I would go to the gym or one of us would go for a run in the morning, they had out fruit that you could just grab and go before you went to the gym. And like that was just like it's like the little things. Also, the full-size bags of candy that were out when you
see that'd be a negative for me, because I'd be like, dude, that is like the devil tempting me. I I'm like, please, I'll pay extra, put it away.
Bags of peanut M&Ms.
Oh, stop.
It was at the same time I was like, this is great. I am eating this and I'm not rebuying things in the park. So.
See, It's good that it costs like $10 a bag at the Magic Kingdom because I'm cheap. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to eat it. But if it was free, oh my God, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm paying for this. I must eat the peanut M&Ms. I must eat 7 pounds of peanut M&Ms. Oh, I'd be in such a quandary.
And when we realized it was unlimited Mickey bars and sandwiches, that was like the kiss of death, but also amazing.
Yeah, see, you're putting a lot of people are like, this sounds really good. I got to do Club Up. I'm telling you, man, I'd be in a big trouble because I do not have restraint when it comes to that kind of stuff. This is so good. Maybe for our anniversary, we'll have to do it. Yeah, it's like a cruise. I mean, it sounds very much like a cruise experience. You just go, forget about it for a few days, and then just when you get home, you take care of it.
We had done concierge. Our first ever Disney cruise was on our anniversary. It was the inaugural sailing of the Fantasy. And we were like, let's do it. Let's do concierge. And now we're ruined for life on a Disney cruise too.
You gotta be careful when you dip your toes. I mean, like on our honeymoon, eons ago, I took Pam, on her first cruise and got a veranda. Now we can't. And then one time after that, I got an inside and almost got a punch in the nose. So we've had a veranda every other time since then. Still married. It'll be 20 years this summer, but thank God I made the mistake once to go back to it inside. She didn't think the virtual porthole was as cute as I thought it would be. I was like, but only the insides have the virtual porthole. Isn't it cool? No. She's like, no, I want the veranda. What are you doing?
I don't think Mike can go back because he literally, when we were like doing a placeholder for our bounce back deal that we got, which is like amazing. He was like in the background. He's like, ask if they have club level. I'm like, oh, Mister, I didn't know if I wanted club level. Now wants club level.
I mean, the supers have to stay, club level. It's kind of how it goes. So let's talk about times in the parks. We don't have to go sequentially. I just want to hear like the goods. You had a lot of first time experiences in the parks. I mean, these pictures they just melt your heart. Like the picture with Edna Mode and meeting characters, first time experiences. Just give us the good stuff. Cause I mean, this is what gets us through Mondays.
So the highlights of this trip for us, I'll go the highlights. So Cool Kid Summer was still going on when we were there. And so Dash, like he really lights up. He loves music and really lights up with the characters. So going into Animation Courtyard and Studios, and Clarabelle Cow is one of my favorites, and seeing Clarabelle sitting down at a table coloring with kids, and then like Dash went over, like we brought him over there. She was interacting with him so much. It was this is the first time he's had an autograph book. Nice. And so it's like this teeny tiny little autograph book, and he got it signed by Clarabelle, and it was such a phenomenal interaction. And then we caught Donald Duck before it started to rain, but then we went into the dance party. And first of all, shout out to the DJs in the dance party. They're amazing human beings. But just him dancing with Vampirina, and like he has seen that show as like the Playhouse show many times, but to see him like interact and the characters really take the time to like be with him and give him individualized attention, my mom heart was melting. And then so we did that, and then we always have to go see The Incredibles, obviously. Can't not see them. And so we met Mrs. Incredible. She was out meeting people that day. And then we went in to see Edna. And like, Edna she's an icon, first of all, obviously. Mm-hmm. We go in, and I will share with listeners that my son has a neurodegenerative disorder, where every day we have with him right now is borrowed time. So it's just, that's how special our times are in Disney. And so we go to see Edna, and they know that the cast members just know when kids need something extra. I think she basically took Dash and was like, okay, cool, I got him now. And I was crying. My husband like is trying to hold back tears. Like it was such a special moment for her to just take him and give him this big hug and just
that picture. That picture needs to be like an 8x10 and like the coolest frame. I mean, I don't know what you did with it. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. This is why we go. This is why we do this podcast. Honest to God, like these are the moments, these are the snapshots that like not are just like on your phone, but they're in your heart, to be truthful. That's what this is all about.
That was, I think that was for us, that was one of the biggest highlights of the trip. And we say like, he goes often, he meets characters, but that interaction I get goosebumps thinking about it right now.
You should.
So that was one of our big highlight moments. In what else? We got his first haircut on Main Street.
That's so cool. I've got, Scott and I got our haircut there a few times, like just because we're dorks, and like to do stuff like that. But we've seen like little kids get their first haircut there. And I think that is the coolest thing ever. So how was that though? As a parent, because, we just did it because we're old dudes. But
it was super cool. So he and my husband both got their haircuts actually.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, first haircut with like a boy is like hard because he's got super curly hair. It's really thick, and I was like, oh my gosh, first haircut. He did so well. Like they cut his hair, I think, in like 8 minutes. So he sat on Mike's lap and got his hair cut, and then they put the ears on him, and like they do the photo thing, and they give him the certificate that says my first haircut. It was great. It was like such an awesome experience. Now I'm like, that's the only place you can get your haircut.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're, if you want to make it happen, yeah, just like, oh, well, it's time to get a haircut instead of going to Great Clips. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's, the most expensive haircut ever, because even though the haircut is like $15.
I say it's the best. Actually, it's the best market at Walt Disney World. I mean, it's $3,000 to take the trip, but yeah.
So that was really awesome for him to get his first haircut there. That was always the plan. Actually, our park days kind of revolved around when we were able to get a Harmony Barbershop appointment, because it was like, all right, well, it's a Magic Kingdom day. They gave me some pixie dust while we were in there. But yeah, he did great. They were wonderful with him. And we actually walked out of Harmony as the parade was coming through. So we got to watch the parade as we were done with the haircut. And that was kind of cool.
You're having some good luck there. I love that. Now, so tell me about, I love the first thing. So you got to have the Cool Kids Summer, by the way, big hit. Why don't we say it one more time? Like, I've heard that it's coming back next year, but you didn't hear it from me. I just think that it was great. And it was the great thing about it was spontaneity. Like, I know we're all planners. We like to know, like, this is going to be there, then, what time. No, I like that we have a general idea of some things are going to happen, but the spontaneity of it and the character and the like up close character interactions were awesome. And so we just heard this all like for the last 3 months on the show. Everybody's like, Cool Kids Summer was awesome. Cool Kids Summer. And so they did it right. Let's do this again, because it's not hard. It's about making experiences for families, and they did that. Let's talk about the first roller coaster ride. I want to hear that story. So, because I mean, that's something you'll never forget.
So obviously, Stormer was the first roller coaster.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't Tron or something. Yeah, exactly. At his age.
I probably would have loved Tron if he was tall enough. But like the week before, he had a doctor's appointment, and they measured him, and I was like, oh, are you tall enough? You're gonna be tall enough. So I'm like scrolling through the app and checking the height requirement, and I was like, you're tall enough. So I kept saying, I was like, this is it. We're gonna do his first roller coaster. Mr. Incredible was definitely a little nervous about it. But we go on, and obviously all three of us can't fit in the row together on Barnstormer. So they measure him twice, and I'm like, this is it. You're gonna do it. He sat next to me. Mike sat behind us, and it was just his little hands were holding the bar like over my hands, and as you go up, I could like feel them tightening. And then as he went down, he was just like, oh, loved every second of it.
That's awesome.
Loved it. Like he's like the first ride we ever took him on was Frozen, and we both forgot about the drop at the end.
Oh my gosh. No kidding. That's pretty intense.
You go one of two ways, because I think he was 6 months old the first time he went on that, and he loved it, and we knew that that he was going to be a ride kid.
Yeah,
so
I guess he's in. I was gonna say, because I thought you were gonna say Small World, but you got me there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was like mom seatbelting him, like I was like, okay, we got this. But yeah, that was awesome.
Oh my gosh! So I like what you did there though the first day, just because I want to make sure we get through everything. But you didn't have to. It looks like you didn't have tickets to the Halloween party, but you kind of took advantage of. You went over there, did some stuff before the party, jumped back over to Geyser Point, over to your hotel there, and had dinner at Geyser, watched the fireworks from Wilderness Lodge to see the Halloween party fireworks from your hotel. Perfect. I mean, that's what you do. I like it.
And then we piped the music in on whatever channel 72, and I didn't realize that they were going to do it for the Halloween party, because I was like, oh, it's exclusive. They're not. But to have the Halloween party music being piped in, I was like, oh, this is
nice.
Much. Yeah.
Boo to you. Boo. The Halloween party at this point sold out for the rest of the season. That's crazy already. All right, let's talk about Epcot. So you guys go over there. And you end this day with Hoop-Dee-Doo. I saw that in the notes. I just had to jump to that, but we'll talk about that in a second. But how was Epcot?
Epcot was great. What did we do that day? We ate food and wine, because you got to just hit up the different booths as you're going around. We did buy individual Lightning Lane for Guardians. obviously. I know it's not your favorite.
Nah,
But
I mean, everybody else loves it, so I love it for everybody else. I just can't spin. I got a thing. I can't.
no, we did, and we do rider swap. So one of us was in Creations Cafe with him, or Connections, whatever it is, getting lunch, and then we would swap out. And I went to go and ride it, and they weren't putting any. They put me in the front row of my train, and they weren't loading any other passengers. So I got nervous that that something was wrong with the ride, and they were gonna like shut it down. And then she's like, "Oh, are you ready to go?" I was like, "No, anybody else getting on
Are
with
they
me?"
just testing this thing with me in it by myself? What's going on? Yeah.
But so it's just me, and the ride picture is so funny because it's like all the cars are empty, all the seats in my car are empty.
No, what it is, they knew you're staying club level, and it's a perk.
You know,
That's exactly what it is.
But so that was cool. Yeah, I mean, Epcot was great. We checked out Goofy over there. So Cool Kid Summer. We had to make sure we danced. We had a dance party with Goofy. Didn't know that they swap around the DJs from the dance party. So the dance party DJ from Studios the day before was the dance party DJ in
Nice.
Epcot. And all of a sudden she was like, "Hey, Dash."
That's really cool. That is super cool. I love that.
Super cool. Yeah, I mean, just typical, all the Epcot things. Got to ride Living with the Land. We literally walked onto Soarin', which was shocking. They did change how they do their rider swap there, which was interesting. You walk through together now, and then they put one of you in a room, and then the other person rides, and then they come get you from the room, and then the other person rides.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where's the room? What's the room like? Is it just
It's like off to the side. It's also the room where if like you have a service dog with you, where the service dog would go.
Huh.
Yeah, it was interesting. But I guess it's to
Yeah.
clear up that like waiting area
Yeah.
outside. But I was like, this is a weird place to be sitting, but sure, whatever. We walked on. I don't care.
Universal has rooms like that for some of their attractions.
I feel like they're trying this out. It seems new because our last trip that was not the case.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's why I love this, because every time we do a Monday show, I'm like, learn something new. It's like 2,800 shows in, you still every time learn something new. So let's talk about Hoop Dee Doo though, because again,
Yeah.
love it. I don't get to do it as often as I should. It's my food. It's my it's dad humor. It's all that. So, did you guys like it?
We loved it. This is our second time, and it was weird because we were staying. I don't know why we ended up in Epcot that day, even though we were still at Wilderness Lodge. But it was weird first of all to take the bus to Epcot. But so we were able to take the boat over to Campground, which was great. And we had seen it the last time we saw it was over the holidays, and so it was still the holiday overlay. So it was fun to see like the OG version of it this time. Food was fantastic. We got there a little early and went over to that lounge on the side and got a little pre-show beverage. But yeah, Dash loved the ribs. He loved the fried chicken. We had a great time. Their gluten-free meal was fantastic. I was not missing anything.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I don't know much about like a gluten-free diet, but I was wondering, how that would work. It trails in, because I just know that it's super good, and it's fried foods and strawberry shortcake and stuff.
That were different. Were obviously like the strawberry shortcake. They had like a gluten-free version, but if you put enough whipped cream and strawberries on anything, it's gonna taste good.
Yeah, there you go.
And the cornbread was great. They brought me my own loaf of cornbread, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good. I don't need anything else now." And then instead of fried chicken, I had baked chicken. But the ribs, all of that it was great.
I gotta get back there. Maybe I have to go there over marathon, because I'll be down there for 5 days. I gotta make one of those days happen. It's so good. It's so good.
And we were we had great seats. Like we were on the floor, like by the stage, not far from the stage. So love Hoop Dee Doo review.
Nice. All right, so let's talk about a couple other things I want to talk. Let's hit some of the dining while we're talking dining. You guys also did a date night at Cake Bake Shop. So again, we've talked about this a few times, but what were your thoughts on this? Probably first time there for you guys.
First time there. We've been there for desserts, so we've gotten over there. First time eating. So we decided we were gonna do a date night for our anniversary. We got one of the approved Disney babysitters. I don't know if I'm allowed to say their name on the podcast.
No, you can. No, we don't care. Yeah.
Storybook Nannies, shout out to them. They were amazing. We had a conference call with them before we even got to Disney to talk to them. So one of the Storybook Nannies came. She stayed with Dash, was sending us pictures like until he fell asleep. And we walked over to Cake Bake Shop, and we didn't have a reservation. We just kind of were winging it.
You are so me with like I do the same stuff like annual pass is like where I'll go wherever the wind takes me, and I'll eat wherever I can. It's very similar.
That's kind of how we were for this trip. And so we got to Cake Bake, and we were like, can we just sit at the bar? And they said we could, and we found 2 seats at the bar. They everything. So I am a glitter girl. Everything is covered in glitter, and it made my heart so happy.
It looks like it in there. I've seen it. I mean, I haven't been in there. Like I've seen pictures. It's very fancy.
It was, and I know like the big thing when they first opened was, oh my gosh, the prices are so high, but like the portion sizes are very generous. We had 2 appetizers, and we didn't finish them. Like the portion sizes were very generous. The staff was fantastic. I had this like freshly muddled cucumber margarita that was like rimmed with salt and glitter. And my husband had like an adult lemonade, basically. It was like Grey Goose and lemonade, and it was delicious. And then I guess they're known for their espresso martinis, and I didn't know this. But theirs is called the Black Swan with like mocha in the espresso martini and glitter. And they had a wonderful gluten-free brownie that I was able to get with ice cream on it for dessert. So that was nice.
That does sound good. That all sounds really, really good. I mean,
it was really, really good.
What was it? What's the atmosphere in there? Is it real subdued, or is it more busy? I mean, is it like a chill, quiet atmosphere? What's it like?
No, it was pretty busy. We were there like I went to like 9:15 at night, and it was busy. It was very chill. I was in my shorts and like tank top that I wore to the park, and I felt very comfortable. I wasn't like, oh, I need to be dressed up. It was super chill. They were so nice. Yeah, it was a nice atmosphere. They have like I don't know, it's all pink, and you would think it would just be this very like fancy high tea type of atmosphere. It was not at all.
Yeah, that's why I picture like like almost like on a cruise ship, like on the fancy like pink, the little champagne bar, or the other ones, Ooh La La, or what I can't remember the ship and the Dream, whatever, which ones have which. Like on a bigger scale, the ones that I don't go into, I always go into like 687 and O'Gills. Like I'll go to the other ones.
Yeah, no, I will say some of the best truffle fries I've ever had in there. Like I would go back.
Now see, now you're talking my language. I'll go into anything pink or bubbly if it has truffle fries. We're in.
They were delicious. I was like, well, I'm still eating these. I'm so full. Why am I still eating these?
So you mentioned so another play thing you guys did. You went to the boathouse. You mentioned Mr. Incredible enjoyed this place. So did that live up to the hype over at Disney Springs?
Yeah, we went to Boathouse on our last night. We somehow always managed to make it over there to Boathouse. We got to sit in one of the boat like seats this time.
I've always wanted to get one of those seats. I always get a dang table. I've been there probably 5 or 6 times. We always get a boarding table.
So like Dash likes a booth to sit in. So we asked if it was possible. I was like, I know we're only 3 people, but could we get a booth? And they were like, yeah, no problem. Popped us in a booth. We got raw bar. We got shrimp. I really wanted the duck water bottle that has been all over social media, but I don't like the actual like duck drink. So they were like, we can put whatever you want in it. And I was like, oh, this is dangerous. So I got my little duck water bottle. That was great. And then, we are never sad when we go to Boathouse, actually.
All right. So we're getting towards the end of your trip, and it looks like at the end of your trip, you guys went over and spent some time at the beach, which I like to kind of close out. But before we get to the end, give us a couple more highlights from the trip, either in the parks or maybe another dining or 2 experience, or just a couple good memories that you have with the family from the trip.
So definitely, we on a whim went to Topolino one night, which was shocking to me that we were able to get in. We were leaving Hollywood Studios, and our original plan was to go to Disney Springs. We were going to just take the Skyliner, which I don't love just because I'm like terrified of it. It's my own problem. But we were taking the Skyliner over to one of the resorts on the Skyliner, and we're just going to take the bus to Springs from there. And then I was like, oh, let's see if Topolino has any availability. And they had a 10-minute walk up wait. And I was like, oh, pivot. We're going to Topolino. So we went there. I love Topolino. We were there early, so we didn't get to see the fireworks, but it's just so beautiful. That is where my child had filet because we had ordered him his own food. He had chicken and he had green beans and something else. And my husband had ordered filet. I had ordered fish. And like Dash was just like looking over at both of us, and he's like, I see what you have, and I would also like that. So he had that. He also had his first like fun Disney drink there with they have the light up cups and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So like the lemonade with the cotton candy, and we had to like pry it away from him. He was like, "This is better than anything you give me at home."
Yes.
So that was really, I loved that. Let's see, other highlights. I'm just looking at my own notes because I probably have a million and I'm just gonna forget them. We spent some time at Cava in Mexico. We always do that. It was perfect timing. It was storming outside. Dash had fallen asleep, and we were like, oh, let's get a table. So had some drinks there and
Love it.
chips and guac, and just hung out there for a while, which was great. But yeah, I feel like even just spending time at the pool was really nice on this trip. Like we loved the pool at Wilderness. And we went on the splash pad and like down the water slide over there. And that was like a lot of fun. Yeah, I just think everything. We went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway twice because that's Dash's favorite ride currently.
Nice. That's a good ride. I mean, because yeah, it's got all the stuff to see. It's got a little, the wind and the dancing, and yeah, I could see where Dash would love that.
He loved it. Yeah, I think we had a blast this entire trip. We were just so relaxed. We didn't overplan anything, which was really nice. We took advantage of the club level, and it was a really nice trip.
Let me ask you this as we wrap, because we're just running a little tight, but so you've stayed at a lot of hotels at Walt Disney World. Now that you've stayed at Wilderness Lodge, now throw the club level kind of to the side here because that kind of skews things slightly, but where would you put Wilderness Lodge as far as hotels? Like, are you itching to go back there? Like, is it a top 3? Is it a top 5? Is it someplace like you just kind of keep the variety going? Like, what did you think of the overall Wilderness experience?
Definitely top 3. I hadn't stayed in Wilderness since the year it opened, actually. So maybe even the week that it had opened. So going back there and actually being a guest there was wonderful. Definitely top 3. We prefer the hotels that only have like one bus stop versus like a Saratoga that has so many bus stops. It's just easier. We loved it. One other thing, we loved the characters just coming into the hotel in the morning.
Yes.
You just never knew. That was really fun. Like we just got to see Goofy and Chip and Dale, and one morning I think I was coming back from a run and Donald and Daisy were walking into the hotel, and so like things like that, which I think it makes such a difference. But yeah, Wilderness Lodge definitely top 3.
Yeah, our good friend Kim always accompanies those characters around property to all the hotels. A lot of the mornings, she'll check in the clubhouse and be like, hey, it's Polynesian this morning, or hey, over French Quarter. And I love that because, again, it's like surprise and delight, like you said, the kids could be coming down and get ready to head out to Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom for the day, and bam, right in the lobby, there's their favorite character. And you get a little quick 5-minute interaction. I mean, your day's made before 9 o'clock in the morning. Like the parents' heart's full, the kids got a memory of a lifetime, and boom, they haven't even got on the bus yet. How perfect is that?
One morning where we came down and like there was 3 or 4 characters in the lobby, and we forgot which park we were going to, and just like instinctively walked out to the bus, and then we were like, oh no, we're going to Magic. We got to go back in.
Great. I love that. Well, hey, Michelle, thanks for spreading the joy today and making this Monday so much better. And best to you, Mr. Incredible and Dash. I love meeting a super family to start the week.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Get you making these awesome memories yourself. Just check out all the great details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It is beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. We could not do this without your support. In fact, you can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can give me a follow on the social media at BeOurGuestMike. That's on X.com, Facebook, and Threads. And of course, where you need to hang out with all the cool kids. We have about 1,600 of us hanging out all the time, 24/7. It's our Discord server. It's like a free live chat and message board. And we just hang out there, talk Disney, we talk sports, we talk life. It's just a great place. No ads, no fuss. And it's free for everybody. So coming over this week, it's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And finally, join us this Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We have the BOGP open line. That's where we open up the phone lines and let you take over the show. We just talk to our listeners, you call in. We talk Disney. Scotty G joins us, and we have great Disney conversation for an hour. So join us this Sunday night. Again, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You can tune in 5 different places: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. All right, we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great Monday. So for Michelle out in Baltimore, I'm Mike here in St. Charles, Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.